Hello, everybody. We're basically on time. I'm shocked. This is Elijah Keating from wisdomseekers.net, and we're here with a brand new program. We're going to only be on 15 minutes approximately, and we're calling it Connect with Wisdom Seekers. We just want you to meet, well, we're going to talk about it, so I'm not going to explain it. Hi, Maria. I am so tired. Hi, Spirit Feather.
Hi.
Names is not because you're tired.
No, that's true. I don't know names because I don't know names.
We're just doing out in the ethers.
No, I've always, my kids, I go for 5 names, including the animals' names before I get to the right name. That's just the way I am. Really, really bad.
No questions today, Mama B.
No, this is not an interactive. Hi, Kayanat. Hi, we're just here to tell, what are we here for, Spirit?
So it came to me the other night that that I would like to sort of kind of connect us all at a deeper level, like with what I like to call our soul families, but our viewers, to get to know us a little bit more, get to connect with us, kind of get to know what we're all about, what kind of like information we have to give you. Like, for instance, like you mentioned the other day on the live with the card, things we can teach you, like how to access your intuition, different topics like that, and things that can help you, our viewers, understand themselves at a deeper level, but also us.
Yeah, well, like for instance, yesterday somebody asked how to work with the third eye. So I did a quick impromptu on the card. We all have that kind of knowledge where we can work with things, and that's is what we're going to do. Like Spirit, she has a talent for working with colors, really good talent, and thank you, Mama B. We will probably be doing the interactive tomorrow, so or Saturday. Whichever happens first, as my daughter says.
Because tomorrow I think it's going to be fairly loud.
Yeah, well, we are in the process of putting the bathroom back together, and yeah, it'd probably be pretty loud. So we may not be able to do it tomorrow, but we will do it. So, what was I going to say? So, Spirit, you're talking about connecting on a deeper level, and hang on, I'm just gonna go ahead, talk.
And that kind of ties in with heart-based energy. So, and that's kind of the topic of what I wanted to talk about today with everybody. Is I've noticed through at least my lifetime that there is connections based on karma, connections based on like past ties, and of course heart-based energy as well. But I find connections that have a long-lasting, impactful, beautiful growth to them all come from the heart center. And that is something that I think I would like to share with you all, how we can connect to ourselves more and others, but also to the universe. And it leads us to better understanding of our own selves, which it's pretty special.
Kayanat Bukhari says, feeling Spirit needed me to be here today. Just saw this notification before going to bed. So I'm sticking around until I fall out. We were not going to be on very long. This is just we don't plan on having a long one so that people can connect to it and watch it all the way through instead of being hours long and then go from there. So tell me a little bit more about the soul-based energy, heart-based energy. How do you feel it, Spirit? And her name is Spirit Feather. I'm just lazy.
This is not Spirit Feather.
That's true.
I find when it comes to spirituality and connection in general, the heart space is fundamental, like the place to begin. And like how you feel it is you have to sort of take time to be quiet and learn your own self. Like if you can feel your own heart and you can understand yourself, find yourself, know who you are, and sit in that space, it's like things begin to pop up that you've never seen before. and it's almost like a sense of awe. So when you have that foundation within the self, that's when you can sort of broaden that scope and connect with others at a deeper level. It's sort of like the premise of self-love. When you love yourself, you have a greater capacity to love another. So the way you can start feeling that is simply by spending time with yourself without distractions like your phone, even just starting 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes, checking in with yourself and feeling. I think that's really important.
So one of the things I've noticed about you, Spirit, is that you know almost instantly when you feel off balance. And how do you know this? I mean, it has to do with knowing yourself, obviously. But how do you feel that it's off balance rather than it's just a new norm?
And that's a trick question, because it when we go through life, we go through evolutions. We're not meant to stay in the same place every day. So when we feel off, yes, for some people it is an off energy, but sometimes it's just us growing, and you can sort of feel like there's something different in the air. There's something that is not what it was before, and it's like a new layer that comes up. So trick question, sometimes it's not always off balance, and I'm learning that the last few days.
So something you just said, you said it's something in the air. So what you're saying then is it's not just inside of us, but we are expanding.
Yes, because our internal is also our external, right?
Yeah.
And since, like we said in the prophecies, this is the year of the heart, we are all very much connected, and connection starts off in the heart space. So what is within, we see external.
So basically what you're saying is when we're enlightened, everything becomes one. So what you're saying basically, we're at the beginning stages of reaching enlightenment, all of
Yes.
us.
Mhm.
What that's going to do, and I'm jumping the gun here a little bit, but what that's going to do is going to create a place where everybody is telepathic or empathic.
Mhm.
Tell me about that.
So this is something that I've been experiencing recently, is the telepathy. And I would like to say telepathy between hearts. Kind of corny, but it's true. Heart energy. So telepathy is something that we are stepping into, and it's something of which we actually originated from, is a place of telepathy. Um, for instance, you'll be thinking something and somebody will say it right as you're thinking it. There will be telepathy within itself, is pure connection. You can't have that without having a genuine connection, I think. So this occurring now with many people is pointing towards, like, humans have sort of disconnected from one another, and we're now stepping back into that, like we're remembering again, and it's pretty special.
Okay, you said the heart energy is corny, but what is the universe made out of?
Love.
Right.
Mhm.
So basically, we're actually stepping back into the universe as we originally knew it.
Yes.
So,
Remembering.
have you any opinions why we stepped out of the heart energy?
So I think feeling a great deal, being sensitive, and I can speak from experience, is very hard for humans, for people. Because when you feel through heart, you see truth, you experience truth. And sometimes that is hard for us to kind of grasp. But the reason why we stepped out of it, it could be so many different things, between processing trauma to, like, social media is great, but social media can cause a disconnect as well. But it's perhaps been like a dormant period that is preparing us for this new earth. And that is what we're stepping into again now. It's like we're coming out of the slumber.
Yeah, and part of the reason I think is my understanding is when the universe created everything, it said go forth and learn. And we went out and we learned by disconnect. So Earth is actually one of the very few places in everywhere that has free will. And you know what you say about free will? I think it was you, it could be another person. Free will sucks.
It does. It does.
Okay.
And it's only to an extent. I noticed that, and we talked about this. The free will, yes, we have it, but there's certain increments throughout our life that we do not have free will, like certain experiences that we're meant to have.
Yeah.
And I think this whole heart awakening, remembering, stepping in is part of what we don't have a choice of. I think
We
we're
always
really-
have a choice. It's where we made the choice from that matters. So the increments, the places that we have that are anchor points, we actually chose those ourselves before we came down.
True, it's the blueprint. We
Yeah.
kind of design our blueprint before we.
Yeah. But I suspect even those can be broken if we learn our lessons without resistance.
Yes.
So Doreen says, hello, ladies, watching after all. Doreen should be sound asleep. It's cold. And Jennifer Schwab says, hello, hope you're all doing well. Kayana says, and I'm really sorry if I'm butchering your name. I have a strong telepathic connection with my person, so true. And Kayana says, when you're connected with your heart, yeah, that's it. When you connect with your heart, and this is one of my favorite sayings, is there's two things in the universe. One is love, and one is fear, and one is an illusion. I just love saying that over and over again.
And that's very interesting because through meeting somebody very special, I've experienced all of those: fear, illusion, and now we've reached a place of home that is just love.
And that love is unique.
Mhm.
At the same time of being unique, it's everything we've already experienced.
Yes, and it's like layers of remembering and understanding and soul lessons within itself. It's like we've talked about, we're stepping into a time where we're learning through positivity now,
Yeah.
through love, and not so much karma.
And that's actually that was not my theory. It is my theory now. I adopted it, but Cryon, I heard that first from Cryon, and then I looked into it. I agreed with Cryon's message. I don't agree with everybody, but I agreed with Cryon. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I've been doing this for like 50 years, and I've noticed personally, when I make a judgment call or a prophecy feeling, I've never been wrong.
Nope, you haven't been.
Well, this is going back 50 years. A lot of the things I knew 50 years ago to be true are now proven true in the last few years.
And I think a lot of that prophecy is true, but it also depends on what increment each individual is at. So you could say something is going to happen, and it could happen instantly for somebody, but if someone's at a different increment of their evolution, it can almost happen a year later because time is not linear. It's
And
so hard to explain. Like
time is illusion.
Mhm.
And it depends where you have chosen to be on that circular path, right?
The
The
spiral
spiral tarot. Like the spiral tarot, right? Which depends where you are. If you're at the beginning, you've got lots of things to learn. If you're at the end, you've got lots of things you already know. And it's personally, I think it behooves the old souls to help spread the information.
Yeah, I think that's why we're here, is to connect and sort of, because the goal ultimately is for us all to end up at the same place. We all want to be through unity and connection, and some of us just kind of need, like, there's a saying that I'm reminded of, we're all walking each other home. And
I love that saying. I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
That's so good.
That's what I feel. We're all walking each other home.
And I agree.
Remember.
I mean, there's days that I hold your hand. There's days you hold my hand. So Kayana says, we're all connected with the heart. And she says, wow, that's a goal. Feeling It is. You know, it's closer than we think. And I do know that over the eons that are coming up, our vision of home may change a little bit from because we're learning. We will never stop learning. If we do, we're gone, and that there's no reason for us to exist if we don't learn. And Kayanats gives you clapping hands.
And that's what usually what happens if you hear if someone's on their last life, if you tap into their energy, it's usually because after they pass, they go on to be spirit guides. Like the spirit guides that we have were actually at one time on this earth or wherever other dimension, and it's like a graduation kind of.
Yeah, well, sometimes we just take turns too. Sometimes the people come, or sometimes they're our mothers. Sometimes we're their daughters. Sometimes they stay up and we come down, or vice versa. It's all very, very.
It's like the chessboard analogy, same players, different pieces.
Yeah, yeah. So we have been on for 17 minutes. I am so good at math. Can you tell?
Okay, I'm not good at it either.
So we've been on for 17 minutes. What do you say? Do we want to wind it up?
Sure. Let's see if there's anything else I can add to it.
There's always something else.
There is.
That's one thing about spirituality. There's always more to add on.
Layer and layer. It's you and
Yeah.
I had that conversation. It's never ending.
It never is.
When we make peace with it, that's when we get to have the fun. The joy begins.
Yeah, that when we allow ourselves just to move through events, and sometimes we don't. That's the thing. That's the one thing I would like to leave with people. If we mess up, c'est la vie. We just get up and start over again.
We're supposed to mess up.
Yeah, we are. We're not supposed to be perfect. Perfect does not learn the lessons. Okay. Sleep well, Kayana.
Sleep well.
She says, thank you for the wisdom. Much love. Good night. Yeah, we're done too. I think we're done. I'm toast. So thank you very much, Spirit. This is a delightful idea. I really love it. We will be back in probably about 2 weeks, unless everybody clamors to come on and do it ahead of and say, well, this is great, let's do it. Then we'll make it a weekly affair for a while. But we're going to try and get all our readers on, maybe in groups, maybe separately. And
if anyone has anything they would like to learn about, I guess you guys can put it in the comment section. Any ideas?
or message me, because I'm really bad. I never go back and look.
Okay.
Unless you do. But
I do.
Message us if you want to learn something, if you have a question about anything and we, between us all, we probably know a fair amount. We probably have a master's or doctorate in spirituality between all of us. Okay, thank you so very much, and I will talk to you on the other side. Hang on. Asa Baudwadi. Hello, all. What does it mean when we feel that weird physical pain in the chest area? It means my apologies, it means you're resisting. It means that your heart is trying to open up and you're going, not sure I want that to happen today. And that's all right. You don't have to rush it. But if you can take a deep breath, breathe into the pain, and say to the universe out loud, I allow this, you'll find that the pain starts to evaporate. If it's a lesson, and quite often the heart is a lesson, and it is the lesson of allowing other people into your heart 99% of the time. If that's the case, and there's many ways, it can be a man or a woman, it can be a family member, it can be a child that you're afraid to let in, then what you want to do is open up your heart to the widest potential it has. Because the wider your heart is open, the less you can be hurt. So when you close up, that's when the pain really, really starts to cause you. If you leave it, it will actually give you heart problems. So you do want to. Hey, Laurie.
Metaphysical often turns into physical, as I know, and I've had this experience recently with the whole heart opening stuff.
Mhm.
And a really good technique that I've noticed as well is actually sitting for a moment and processing, like actually looking at it, what you're feeling, because we have a tendency to sort of shove things down, like, no, 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 we don't want to deal with that. But actually allowing yourself from a third person perspective to sit with what you're feeling and then allow, I think it's really good.
And there's another way as well, is that no thinking, move into the heart pain without the thought. It has to be without the thought, and sit there and allow it to hurt. And you'll find after 30 seconds, the pain goes away. It can be hurt to the point where you cannot breathe and every nerve in your body goes, ah, but 30 seconds is over. And when you come out, it will never hurt again the same way it did. So both ways are very positive and very valid. And but they're just two different ways of doing it.
Yeah, because
So
I've noticed when I try to push stuff away, it always comes. You can't fight the universe.
the universe is relentless. It will never allow you to. It will never allow you to. Hang on, I've got to. It will never allow you to let go. So.
So it
Okay.
is ultimately in what's best for you to process what's hurting and allow it to move through you.
Yeah, Doreen says bonding is excellent for feeling the pain in the heart. Somebody will on top with a heart to the heart, and then you will feel your shell. The hurt can be really direct. Yes, very direct. It's when you allow the pain and don't push it away that you get the healing. And with you can do it how Spirit Feather says, move back and look at it from a third party perspective, or the other way is the way I've done that. I've done that way and it worked for me beautifully, but it's very difficult. I'm kind of a glutton. So both ways will work extremely well. Athwa says, thank you very much. Laurie says, I'm just disappointed in my husband's behavior. He got the COVID shot and tried lying to me. I couldn't believe how he acted. He tried to hide the bandage. Really, I'm very hurt. And for that, Laurie, how do I say this politely? How would you say it? I throw that in your lap.
Well, okay. Well, Lori, you might want to ask yourself why that hurts you so much and why he felt the need to hide it. Obviously, there's some shame there, but if you can sort of kind of get around the first ego response, like you're very upset, and have an actual genuine conversation through connection instead of hurt feelings, you might actually be able to understand each other at a better level. Because there's obviously a reason why he was hiding it, and it's usually because fear. And I'm sure he wasn't trying to hurt your feelings or anything.
And ultimately, the only person you have responsibility for is yourself. Your children until they're of age, and then you only have responsibility for yourself. So his actions were his actions, and your reaction, because it hurt you, you own that. The part that hurt you, that's yours. If you can figure out why it hurt, then you release it. It would be, as Spirit says, you probably have a deeper understanding of each other, and it would probably make your life a lot easier. Okay.
Because we all are sovereign beings and we all have our own path.
And it's human nature to try to see what's better for other people. And the truth is, what's better for the person is what is at the level they're capable of understanding. It may not be the level you're capable of understanding at, but that is the level they are at. And thank you so much again, Spirit. You did awesome, and you did a really great job answering Lori. And I am so bad with names. Kyanet? No, it wasn't Kyanet. It was Etha. So let's just call it now. We've been on for half an hour. Pretty close. That's pretty good.
It's
Okay.
been fun.
Yeah, it has. Thank you. You wonderful idea. I so much appreciate it.
Mhm.
I mean, to me, it was the middle of the night when you gave the idea to me, so everything was a
popped
good
in.
idea.
Yeah, I love when they give you messages in the middle of the night.
Yeah, well, yeah. Namaste, namasko.